Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Tom Arodi. I work for Path as a HR business partner. Please join me in welcoming our speaker for this session, Mr.Sampath Jayasundara. He is the Group Director and General Manager of Senate Business Solutions and the co-founder of Pioneer Institute of Business Technology. Sampath is responsible for 3 regions, that is Africa, India, and the Middle East. He holds an MBA, a BSc in Physical Sciences, and a postgraduate diploma in Computer Sciences. He has more than 12 years in management experience and has been a lecturer at IPM in Sri Lanka, where he has come all the way from, for over 13 years. During this time, Sampath has also been instrumental in MBA programs in his country. He has published several papers on HR and information technology. He has served as a speaker in various international forums, and I'm sure we'll be glad to be in one of the forums he's going to address today. Sampath is married to 1 wife and has 2 daughters and 1 son. He has also won the prestigious Platinum Award from one of the leading universities in his country. Please join me in welcoming Sampath.
Thank you. Good morning once again. Yeah, my job is easy because Pete and Sesh covered most of areas which I supposed to cover, but I the foundation is there, I will run. Talent management. This is a hot topic everywhere. Africa, Middle East, Asia, especially the regions I'm responsible, Africa, Middle East and Asia. All conferences I attend, people talk about talent management. But I will not cover the theory aspect of talent management, but we will look at how best we can use technology in managing organizational talent. Especially, today I would say, maybe not sure whether you have done a different selection today, because all are technology related. The topics we have to touch technology. And my one is directly on technology. Some of the HR challenges, very recent challenges, we look at an integrated technology ecosystem. That means whether our organization is having the right technology in front of us, especially at HR level. Yes, we have implemented ERP solutions, we have implemented various other systems department level, but challenge is what? Do we have an integrated platform connecting all employees, creating a learning culture, what we discussed earlier, automating your key business processes while generating critical information to all levels of organization. This is a challenging task. When I meet CIOs, Chief Information Officers of organizations, can you do this? Especially when it comes to HR, can we have a HR platform with the help of social media techniques, tools available? As the share, how many tools available free of charge? Many. Hundreds? Thousands? Yes. There are enough tools available in the market for you to use and create the technology culture at HR as well. Better employee engagement. I'll touch what is relevant to talent management in a little while. Responding to change fast. Yes, when you have the technology, HR is in a better position to respond to change fast. Embracing the changing role of HR. Yes, HR is changing. HR is changing. If you really look at 1980s, 1990s and now we are in 2013, the way you manage people is totally different. Even yesterday morning discussion, people asked how to manage this generation Y and today's generation Z, or we call maybe millennium guys. How to manage them? It's challenging. But what is more important today is talent management. Are we ready? Are we ready to acquire right talent? Are we ready to develop our talents within the organization? Are we ready to retain our talents within organizations? Then how best we can use technology in all three forms. I'll simplify because talent management itself, we have a lot of different definitions. If you really look at it, our approach should be what? To attract, develop and retain the best people within your organization. That is challenging. With aptitude and abilities to meet current and future organization needs. Not only today's need, we have to look at what? Future organization needs as well. That is why sometimes you put all your key resources or staff members into 9-box grid and see where are these guys located. How about their current work performance? How about their future potential? How can you develop further to deliver you best results? Or in business terms, we learn today how to connect learning and economics. It's all about economics, today value creation. What matters is value creation. Are we capable of creating value? If you want to convert HR to a profit center, HR should start doing what? Creating value. Creating value for organizations. I'm happy to say, if I compare Sri Lankan context and Africa, especially Kenya, when I meet HR professionals, they are in a position to directly go and talk to their CEOs, managing directors. This is very rarely I see in Sri Lankan context. Sometimes HR managers report into finance, head of finance, or head of operation. But here, when I visit companies, I realize HR directly report to CEO. Top you agree with me? Mostly. That is excellent. That means we have understood the value of HR up to a certain extent. That is why yesterday in Samson's speech he mentioned there are 3 CEOs. The line is what? HR. They have moved to CEO level. First of all, we have to win respect. If you have to win respect, we should be able to create value for organizations. We have to create value for organizations. Are we capable of doing that? If you have to create value, we should have a very good understanding about our talents, our people. If you have a very good understanding about our people, then you have to develop strategies to develop them and retain them for today and future as well. Today if you grow a seed, what will happen tomorrow? You will get output. This is not an easy task, as we all know, especially with young talents, people who are just coming out of universities, MITs. In India, people call young graduates coming out of MITs. How to manage them? Sometimes you won't believe some of the regions. Now people are completing their degrees also at the age of 17 and 18 or even before that. They straight away join an organization. Even my company, there are a set of people soon after graduation, they're just 18. Very young. How many devices they carry? many smartphones they carry? Few. Can't be one. I'm always saying, like, sometime salary may be, monthly salary may be $500. Mobile phone you carry? $1,000 or more than that. That's the reality. Now, what is challenging for us as HR? Can we grow them at the right path? When you are growing people, what happens? They might leave. They might leave. A conference I attended in Singapore, there was a panel discussion. One CEO is adamant. He was saying, no, I will not recruit fresh. I will only recruit trained people. I will not do training also. I will pay a higher salary. I will pay 10% extra. This is what he shared. We will not agree 100%, but what is important is to understand that thinking. That's all. I will recruit, train people, I will pay them extra value, let them work. But as HR professionals, we all know how important to recruit the right talent and develop them. But it's our responsibility to what? Retain them as well. Since we understand the HR challenges, we look at talent management challenges people are facing today. Of course, I'll talk about a little bit on generation differences, especially when it comes to managing talents. Then the acquiring right talents, of course, how to use technology to acquire talents. We discuss in morning forums as well, but I'll elaborate further. Talent development, and finally, talent retention. Can technology support this journey? How best technology can support this journey? That's what you have to understand. You all know different generations. We call veterans to baby boomers to X, Y, then Z, different generations. Hopefully, you might have met Dr. Wale, who is a speaker. Once he mentioned BC and AC. BC and AC. BC means what? Yes, I hear that. Before computers. Then AC means after computers. That means there are two generations. One generation is what? Before computers. The other generation after computers. Do you think these two generations are same? Thinking? Behavior? Attitude? No. Answer is no. Then what is challenging? We may be belongs to baby boomers or generation X, but we might have to manage all different generations. Now see what they do. As I told you, your daughter will not share Facebook profile with you. Will you share? Son, of course, no. Of course. Your daughter won't share. Today, as I told you, they are with multiple devices. I'm always taking this example. When you go to Singapore, I have office in Singapore. I don't like. I prefer 10 times to be in Kenya and the African region and going to Singapore and staying a couple of days in Singapore office. Because for me, they are like robots. They are people, but like almost like robots. Why? If you go to a station, usually when you go there, like you use train service because it's very convenient. Better than using taxis in Singapore. You see people, all are doing something. What is this something? You can't even see the next person who is sitting next to you. Usually our culture is what? I'm always like, comparing Sri Lanka and Kenya, like, we have similar cultures. I think Seychelles lived in Sri Lanka, like, maybe a couple of years. Because we engage with people. We talk to people. But they don't worry about others. Train comes, what they do? They will not stop what they do. They will just get in while doing. Then what do you do? Luckily, there's no movement in train. Because of that, you can keep doing. When the train reaches the next station, you get down, but still you're with your device. That's a culture. Do you like that culture? No. As HR people, obviously, we will not appreciate that culture. But those are the cultures we have to manage today. Assume you get an appointment in a company in Singapore, technology company, let's say Google, Microsoft Office, a development center. You are the head of HR. Your software engineers thinking, their behavior, all different. I'm facing this challenge. I'm a technology person, but still I have to manage. I have around 450 engineers working with me. What is challenging? Especially with generation Z, managing guys. Can you ban using Facebook at office? What do you think? Yeah. Don't ban but regulate. But the problem here is today, I will give some facts to justify. When you ban, what people will do? When your father asks not to do, what you do? Speaker told me, I don't know how we got that information. I have 2 daughters and a son. Whenever I say no, but they will do. They want to do that. Somehow they want to do that. Because of that, at home, I won't say no. I won't say no. Because let them experience. When they experience what happens, they will understand the depth and the limits as well. Because challenge is, in your network you can restrict, yes you can regulate. That's not a big deal, like you are an IT guy, can do it. But the challenge is what? You have different devices. You will not use your organization network to access what? Facebook or any other social network. You will use what? Your phone, your smartphone. But we have to educate people, That is what is important. When you are developing your talents, you have to educate them. How to use social media for the organizational benefit, organizational development and individual development, especially when it comes to learning and stuff like that. So she also present a butterfly. I have another butterfly. But this butterfly is a little confused, like do you know the reason? So many things around you. So many things around you. You all know, like, social media tools like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, main stuff. But then, I heard, like, morning speaker mention Yaman. It's a fantastic tool. I'm using at my organization. I'm using at my school among our set or the colleagues for networking. Instagram. There's so many other tools available. What is challenging then? How to pick the right tool, how to use it within the organization for the benefit of the organization. I'll give you some hints during my 1 hour session. I'll give you some hints. Then when you go back to your working environment, you are in a better position to use at least 1 or 2 tools. Talents. Now see the talents available in the world, what people do. This is all about 600 plus new videos added to YouTube. Who is adding? People. How many blogs? 60 plus new blogs. Added in a minute. In a minute. 2011, I attended HR conference in Australia, Sydney. There was a similar crowd, around 200 people. You won't believe, beginning of the session, they gave the link, Twitter link. Asked people to register. Asked people to register. I was a participant. I looked at what other people are doing, because there are so many different generations from veterans and baby boomers. And you won't believe, almost 100% people start registering. That means they had accounts. Now I felt really bad. Why? I'm heading a technology company. If I fail to do it, it's a big embarrassment. Also, quickly, luckily I had an account, Twitter account, I registered. And you won't believe learning. You won't believe learning. While the session is going on, people start doing what? Commenting, sharing, adding value, arguing. Fantastic. When you conclude the session after 1 hour, quite a lot of knowledge, because you know during an hour how much you can deliver. It is very limited. Now you are developing ecosystem, knowledge. Not only the subject you talk during that hour, but knowledge around you. That is what is happening in the world. We are little behind. Asia also little behind, and Africa also little behind. I heard your internet penetration is 40%. That's excellent. In Sri Lanka, it's roughly around 20%. Number of Twitter accounts in Sri Lanka is roughly 4,500. Just 4,500 Twitter accounts in Sri Lanka. I don't know how many in Kenya. How many of you all tweet? Now you can start today. You can start today. How? Huh? Go to Twitter, create an account, start tweeting on different subjects. You all know IPL in India is a big game of cricket, 2020. And when the match is going on, you can see the Twitter comments on your right side. Can you see that? It's like a meter, it's running. Why? Per second, thousands of tweets comes online. Thousands of tweets comes online. That is something to do with Tendulkar's batting, Malinga's bowling, Virat Kohli's actions. This is what is happening. Because of that, what is our challenge now? If people are doing all these things, we as HR professionals have to be a little careful. Why? See some figures. 79% business reports say using social tools frequently enhance workplace productivity and foster employee engagement. In turn, it will help you to manage talent as well. I'll give you some hints during the session. 75% plus employees are using social tools, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and many more. 70% companies encourage employees to use social tools. Encourage to use social tools. But obviously, you can catch people who misuse. That's not a big deal. While encouraging, because social media is there not to live with Facebook for hours and hours. But for what? To interact with people, learn, develop, share. That is what is encouraged, but not misuse. 50% plus employers allow employees to talk freely on corporate social network. I'll touch upon that point as well. Corporate social networking. Recent research done by Gartner suggests, very recent research done by Gartner, 2013, out of top 1,000 organizations in the world, more than 50% will move to internal social network. You got my point? That means out of top 1,000 organizations, 500 organizations will move where? Creating internal social network. You will understand what you mean by internal social network during the session. This is a connectivity. Some figures in early 2012, like had increased further. Skype around 700 million. Twitter 200 million, more than 200 million. Facebook again around 700 million. Then how can we say no? This is what is happening. You might have not aware, 2013 people are treating as what? The year of social HR. Year of social HR. Because of 5 key factors. This is available in net. You can browse, you can learn more. I just picked few points. That's all. I'll start from the first one because talent management challenges I emphasize first on few areas. First one I elaborate further, that is generation challenges and challenges managing generation Y, generation Z, newcomers. Then we'll talk about now how to acquire best talents. Talent management, one area is what? Acquiring right talent. Sometime back I asked my HR, can you recruit me a SEO engineer? Can you recruit me SEO engineer? What do you mean by that? Search engine optimization engineer. Search engine optimization engineer. She asked, Sampath, can you brief me what sort of profile you are looking at? What sort of job description you are talking about? Then I had to write down some points. This is a profile I am looking at. Specification as well. Then after 2 weeks, she came back to me and told Sampath, extremely difficult. Job you gave me, extremely difficult. We advertise. No CVs, just like we got few, but not relevant, like not matching with your JD. What shall we do? I asked her to sit down. I opened my laptop and went into my LinkedIn profile, did a search, found 3 profiles. I'm maintaining a paid account as well. I have the luxury of drilling down. I got 3 good profiles on web. I asked my HR, please contact these 3 people, and when you are contacting, tell them so and so want to talk to you. Don't even tell what. There's a vacancy, you are interested. No. But I asked, Sampath would like to have a chat with you. You won't believe all 3 accepted. All 3 accepted. Within 3 days, I recruited the guy. Still he's working for me. And you won't believe, and he's helping me to maintain a blog as well. If you go to hrkenya.com, he's updating stuff. Ongoing basis. Because now we have reached what? The death of the resume. Very recently, we are doing some software outsourcing work to Australian market. I got a new business. This company asked me to, usually when you are getting outsourcing business, you have to share your profiles, employee CVs. You won't believe this time, they didn't ask to share the CVs because we have formatted CVs. Whenever they ask, we can send. If you need a .NET engineer with 3 years experience, we have. Just pick and send. But this time they ask, don't send CVs, share their online profile. You got my point? Only share online profile. Don't send the CV. When I went through this article, I realized, yes, that is happening. It is not only in documents. It is not only in documents, it is happening now. What is our responsibility now? I know most of you all have a LinkedIn profile. Maintain your LinkedIn profile. People will look at it. What is your online presence today? Second point is, have you heard about CloudScope? How many of you all have heard about CloudScope? Can't be. Nobody? Huh? Now you are aware. Still not, I have to explain. You all won't believe, today, CloudScope means digital influence. That means, as a person, you will have a branding on net. What do you mean by that? You will have a branding on net, internet. You will maintain your what? LinkedIn profile. You will tweet. You maintain a blog. Talk on different subjects. You have a website for you. You engage with so many other sites, Facebook to, Instagram to, so many other online or social media sites. Cloud is all about your digital influence. Based on the available information on cloud or net, based on your information available on net, they will give you a rating for you. They means who? People looking at you. People looking at you. For what? What? Huh? Talent search. Yes. Mainly people looking at you for what? People are hungry for talents. We have people. People have jobs. Even in Sri Lanka, unemployment rate is pretty low. It is less than 4%. I always, when I meet people, I say, those 4%, it is not nothing to do with unemployment. People who don't like to work. People who don't like to work. Because if you like, you can easily find a job. But if you don't like, it's a different matter. Because you don't like to develop your talents. Now what is challenging? First of all, you have to go and see your cloud scope. Based on what? Your online presence. You update your Facebook, you write tweets, you maintain your blog, you have a LinkedIn profile, you have a good online presence, digital presence. Based on your digital presence, they will give you what? They will give you a scope. This is becoming extremely important when Fortune 500 companies do their recruitments. Top 1,000 organizations, when they do their recruitment. When Google search for talents, that is what is important. It is high time for us at least move in this direction, because these 5 factors are considered as what? Social media trends impacting HR in 2013. Because of that, it's our responsibility to learn and start practicing some of these things. Personal branding, as I told you. Now what happens, like you acquire talents, you recruit best talents, they have a branding. That is why sometimes there are newspaper articles say, so and so joined XYZ company. Why? Company automatically get a value. Why? You recruit so and so. Mr. X, known profile. Company value increase. Same time, when you recruit a talent and when you develop the talent within the organization, what happens? Employee, acquire branding. You should let them acquire branding, because who represent the company? They represent the company. They represent the company. Because of that, it's very important today, what is your branding? Do you have a brand? How many branded employees are working with you? Non-profile. What is their online presence? What they talk about? What is their contribution? Assume IHRI publish a magazine. How many people contribute from your organization? How many people are maintaining blogs? Write stuff for learning. How many people are sharing? Because of that, today people are looking at what? Branding. That is also part of talent development. Finally, I am giving this out of this 5 of the speech. Have you heard about gamification? Now I give you 2 keywords today, 2 learning. Number 1, cloud score. Number 2, gamification. What is all about this gamification? This is heavily used for talent development and talent retention. This is heavily used for what? Talent development, talent retention. I have taken all these things from leading organizations, because that's what we have to look at. They are leaders in their industries because they are different. Otherwise they can't be leaders. Now we have to look at what they do when it comes to talent management. What is different? What is the competitive edge? Some of these things are available or they use. I'll explain what you mean by this gamification. We all know different games. Sometimes companies send people for outbound training. When you go out, what they do? They run, jump, climb, do various different activities. These are activities, games. They play what? Different games. When you get together at school level, university level, family level, you start playing games. Maybe start with a simple card game. Now what people have done, now they have created online games. Online games to do what? Sharing knowledge, for learning. Discussion we had, because Sesh very clearly mentioned like the 2 levels of learning, formal and informal. This is part of informal learning. One article I read in Australia, health and safety is one of the most important aspects in Australia, health and safety. That means before the employee move to factory floor, you have to make sure he understands all health and safety procedures available for the company. What happens? They were struggling to transfer that knowledge within a quick period, like let's say within a couple of days, to employee. What they did? They came up with what? Gamification. Online tool where like as soon as you recruit talent, but they allow them to play an online game. While playing the online game, what happens? They start learning. What? Health and safety procedures. That is part of gamification. Now what is challenging for HR? With generation Y, we can't just do like lectures and pass the right knowledge. Because they are with knowledge somehow, like when you carry a smart device, you are with knowledge. Because of that, just doing lectures, presenting PowerPoints, it's very difficult to pass the right knowledge to the right person within organizations. What they do today, they create games. They look at like what are the games available. You replicate some of these things where in online media, make these games available in your internal social network. Now, Facebook is what? External social network. But you can create what? Internal social network. If you have 1,000 employees, around 1,000 employees, you can create what? Internal social network. Have these games available online. Let people play and learn. Discover. I'll give you another tip. Another company. They recruit 100 management trainees. This is a pretty big organization. They assign people to different companies, same group. But then HR faces a big challenge because the managing director during the first speech itself mentioned, I want you guys to engage. I want you guys to do what? Engage, because of future talents. You are the future leaders. I want you guys to engage. Know each other very well. Now HR, head of HR, little technical savvy guy, start thinking what can I do to engage people. I have a fantastic internal network. Create a method. The sender not appearing like, because you all know you can send even bulk SMS today, like for all staff members in the organization. If you have the right tool, even from the HR system itself, you should be able to send. Send SMS. Find your profile. Find your profile. It's a game, again, gamification. Now, when people log into the social network, there's a profile published without the name, without the designation, some information, clue. From where he is coming from, what's the background a little bit, what he likes to do. Now what happens? Challenge is what? Others to find that profile. Others to find this profile. And you can comment. There's a blog, or like you can type your comments. You can add value. You can ask question. Time to time HR will give some updates. Because it is available on mobile as well. Wherever HR is, you can update. Challenge is what? You have to find that profile. And you won't believe they ran this campaign. End of the campaign, old network. How? Not in a cocktail, not in an evening function, but online. They know their profile very well. Not only 100 new recruits, but the whole organization. This is again an example for gamification. Clear? Now what is the challenge? Talent development, talent retention. Talent retention, you have to do engagement, like because then only sometimes what happens if employees are leaving, why? The 40% of, there was again survey done by Gartner, they were saying 40% have commented saying that the company is not utilizing my potential. Company is not utilizing my potential. This is talent, end of the day. Now to retain this talent, you have to engage people. Get the maximum out of them. Use tools like gamification. That is my message. Obviously the fourth one I didn't have to explain further, because why? Recruiters will find you before you know you are searching for a job. That's what even I did when I wanted to find a SEO engineer. We are not aware that we are looking for a job. Based on our online presence, others are aware and they will recruit you. What is the internet knows about you? Like CloudScore is actually for professionals, like more on to professional networking, and a score for employability. But there's another score for people, is Jessica Rose, is journalist, based on the published information on net. Because you decide what information you publish. What you type in your Facebook profile, what you update, what you add, what you share, that is your profile. They profile you based on your online information available. What you share and what your friends share on you. On employability, health, intelligence and various other aspects. This is available now. How employee engagement support talent management? Because what happens, When you are disengaged, actively disengaged, what happens? On one hand, you will not use your talent, for sure. On the other hand, you discourage others as well. Many problems. Many problems. What do you have to do? What is your challenge now? How to move people from actively disengagement to actively engagement or active engagements. This is challenging. This will definitely help what? Talent retention. Who is leaving first when the environment is not so good? Huh? When your environment is not so good, who is leaving first? Your top talents. Why? Yeah, exactly.
They can find jobs.
They can find jobs easily. Sometimes they don't have to find jobs. People will always keep on asking. Keep on asking. Are you looking for something? Just to say yes, that's all. Because of that, we have to do what? We have to implement better engagement strategies if you want to retain your good talents. I briefed about internal social network. This is what is happening. Ensure that employees are engaged with and socialized into the company culture. A very recent book published by Dave Ulrich and his team, his organization, after doing lengthy research in 2002 May publication, it talks about 6 core competencies HR head should have. 6 core competencies HR head should have. One competency they talks about is networking. One is what? Networking. Networking is not only physical networking, like meeting people, but also online networking. If you are online throughout, if you are networking, what is the benefit for you? It helps you to acquire right talent. Understand about unhappy people working for you, because they talks about. You will get the tip first. If you are not online, if you are not socially connected, you will not get these things. Employee will just resign and go. You can understand what is going on in the company, because a lot of information are not formal information, informal information available on net. People talk about the company. Your customers talk about the company. You have to be very careful. These are some internal social technology appears to be accelerating. 67% have adopted or plan to adopt the technology. 67% of global leaders are planning to adopt what? Internal social network for talent management, talent retention, employee engagement, and creating value for organization. Now I looked at social media aspect. How best social media and current tools available in the market, 100% free. How best you can use these for employee, but your talent management, talent retention, talent acquisition. We will look at system point of view. Assume you have a fantastic talent management framework implemented within your organization. Management information system. What you could do? You can keep competency framework for each and every position, what competencies are required, how far you have assessed employee competencies against the position requirement. Then you can place, if you have assessed all the employees, in online you can place these guys where? This is just an example, like there are so many different techniques for talent management. You can put them in 9-box grid, where you can see, in a given environment, something like this, where they are placing. Assume you have iPad, Android device in front of you. You have this information readily available. CEO asks a question, so and so is leaving. Who are the best 5 guys where we can come up with a succession plan? You have the right information in front of you. This is expectation. Not only that, you will go and look at a profile in detail. You know where these guys are located, but now you want to do what? Go into detail and see who are these profiles. What are their competencies? Their knowledge, skills, and stuff. You can drill down and get the right information. You are the HR head. You don't have to ask from your HR executive. You can log in and you can access this information. Not only HR manager, you may be the finance head. Today's HR is not only at HR department level. HR is where? Everywhere. Finance head is doing HR, human resource management. Production manager is doing human resource management. Where you are keen to look at your top talents. What is my talent pool? You can drill down and see how they are placed. I'll come to this point little while. Can you look at a succession plan? This kind of a form. This is a person where we have planned to move him to a different location with a, let's say, upgrade, moving to Africa as head of operation Africa. Who are the best guys in different organization levels based on their assessed competencies suitable to take over that role? What are their competency gaps? Can you develop? Today they may be holding different positions. Can you give them different exercises? Online learning, different challenges to develop their competencies because they are under a succession plan. They are part of your talent pool. This information, think about your organization, is it visible? Or is it lying somewhere? When you bring the technology, on one hand, like as I told you, you can look at what is available freely and you can make use of. Tools are available now, like I mentioned, gamification, cloud score, LinkedIn, various tools available online. And you can create a internal social network. Starting point may be Yammer. Log into Yammer, create an account, add people to that network. All of a sudden it becomes what? Internal social network for you. That you can start it today itself. Monday, when you go back to office, you have already created your social network for people to learn, share. That is what is important. On the other hand, that is one side. Do you have the right tool? HR systems, applications, for you to access the right information at the right time. Visibility of information, passing the right information to the right person as well. If you look at maintain talent bench, a list of employees who could potentially succeed into new positions. At a glance, even the CEO can look into the system and see what is my talent bench, how many people are there. If your talent bench is weak, obviously you know there's a future challenge. You will face this problem maybe a year's time or 2 years' time. If talent bench is strong, you have to move them up. Because you all know a recent seminar I attend, one speaker talks about middle management fat. In talent management. Middle management what? Fat. You have a lot of talent below that level but not moving up. Why? There's a middle management fat and they are not moving. How to change them? There are only 2 ways of doing this. Either you have to change or you have to remove. There are only 2 options available. Change means you have to develop them further. If not, you have to make a decision. Because your talent pool is strong, let them move up. Because if they leave and join your competitors, it affects you internally. If you want to compare, now CEO want to see the succession plan, tool is available, you know the talent bench, Now you want to, for a given position, you want to compare 3 profiles. How far they are matching with the requirement. At a glance you can do that. If you have the right tool, if you use the right tool at the right level, this is what you could do. This is what CEOs are expecting today from HR, from other departments as well. Information availability and usage at the right place at the right time. If you look at employee-wise, you can look at the development plan. You can come up with action plan and see how far this guy is developing. Because 6 months time, you have to look at this person for the next position. What is the plan and how the plan is executing. What is the career path available, direct and indirect? Sometimes what happens, your next in line won't leave the company. His owner's son. What are the alternative paths you have? Can you move in a different direction? Career options available. Not only CEO and the HRA to look at this information, you can empower employee to do what? If you have the right tool, I'll talk about the benefit to employee. Employee will know what is my suitability to position I'm holding, matching. Whether it's 85% matching, 90% matching. What is my matching with my next position? Possible career options. What are the competency gaps where I can develop during next few months? Employee development, talent development, one responsibility is with the company, the other responsibility is with us. We have to make sure we develop our talents as well. If employee can get this information, they also can do a better job because they know their potential, future development, future plan and career options available. Once you connect, I gave you 2 different aspects in talent management. One area is how to use social media and the new technology available. The right tool set in your company, HR department level, to engage employee, recruit talents, manage talent, and retention of talents, best talents. On the other hand, if you have the application, right application with you, talent management framework, based on your requirement, you can empower your senior management team. Same time you can empower employee as well. Employee will have this information, managers will have this information for them to manage their talents. Companies are using, if you look at again top 1,000 organizations, many organizations use talent management frameworks. And information is visible, accessible to whatever maybe department heads, CEOs, and individual as well. End of the day, individual can access to the system and get whatever information you have. This also can be part of what? Your internal social network. Your HR net, you can connect with your internal social network. That's a foundation. My message is what? If you cultivate today's talent, they will give you the highest return tomorrow. You have to create a learning organization, like Sish very clearly mentioned, learning culture, understand the right talent, use tools like LinkedIn, Facebook and social media to recruit the right talent, bring the talent to your organization, use these tools to develop talents and retain talent, because that will benefit your organization finally. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sampath. Thank you all for listening. In the interest of time, we'll just have about 3 questions, and then we'll do a conclusion. Or even comments.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Sampath, for the excellent presentation. Mine is just to commend you. I think it's quite practical, and we appreciate to have learned the tools. Specifically on the 9-grid tool, Is it possible maybe you can share with us what kind of software or systems you're using to actually run this in different organizations?
Any other?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sampath. Your presentation was really powerful, very practical, and actually would lead the HR profession to the next level. Mine is just a comment about the technology and HR and how well it works in one of the organizations I've been in. And to say the organization is very much privileged to have an integrated EHR system, which is in-house, that has all the tools from employee data, recruitment tool, EPM, and talent management. So actually it's a holistic system and it's really working well. So at the entry point, whatever information you put actually updates the next tool. And it's working really well, and yeah, we are managing our talents really well. And also in terms of saving on time and number of employees. We don't have to have different people doing different functions. We can have one person, managing the system holistically. And I can say it really works well. Maybe a question, locally, could we have such a system that is integrated from recruitment to talent development, compensation, payroll processing? Would really appreciate to know if there is one. Thank you.
Last one. Just a comment. We are privileged to be, HCD is actually a provider of such a tool. We have a system that is integrated, both the HR and payroll, and they have supported our organization, that's PSI Kenya. The only thing that we have not, the only module we've not adopted is the talent, because it's pretty expensive, and you have to do these things in phases. But what I can say is technology can actually change a lot of things, because in the NGO sector, we have this thing called filing of timesheets. You kind of put in hours. So what their system has done for us is, because every time you're meant to, the donors require that you kind of give them information on a monthly basis on how your hours are being spent. So what the system hits in it, that Sampath's organization has done for us, is enable all employees from the cleaner to the top MD, integrate kind of interface with technology, meaning that they're able to kind of go to a a module where they apply for leave. They can even view their pay slips without having the finance department coming to them to distribute pay slips. If you want to view information, maybe that's a year old, you just need to go and log in and see that information. So I think through them we've seen quite a bit of changes, and we were one of the early adapters in terms of even getting our systems integrated. And because of what we did in Kenya, the rest of PSI globally has kind of copied what Kenya did, and we've exported their information to the other parts of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The first question is tools. What I'll do is, IHR is a best platform. What we'll do is, if possible, Ms. Ramson will create a network. Because you can have company-wise internal social network. Same time you can have social network among HR professionals. Shall you do this? Yes. Okay. Since IHR has all the email contacts and stuff like that, and create a social network, start sharing. This is happening in India, this is happening in Australia, this is happening in Singapore and other parts of the world. We will start with it. Okay? And there we will share other tools available to do various other activities. Because you all know, if you go to a web and type, go to YouTube and type imaginations. you will get fantastic set of tools. Fantastic set of tools. We used to create albums. Still, albums are available in bookshops, you can buy. But today people are moving online albums. Moving physical album to online album. Likewise, you won't believe tools, number of tools available. I'll share since my email is there, I'll share some of the information you can connect with me at the same time when you create the social network, we'll connect. We'll share most of these tools available. Same time, system point of view, yes, systems are available, even in Kenya, and you can engage, and even some of the areas I show you directly taken from a system. This is not just drawings. This is a system. Because of that, systems are available. You can connect. If you write to me I will connect as well, no problem. And tools are available. But most important thing is you have to use the right tool at the right level to get the right benefit. What matters today is not technology. What matters is what? How people use technology. What matters is how people use technology. HR manager to manager, how you use technology is different. Still I have seen one manager is asking information from executive. Another manager log into the social network, like you rightly mentioned, to get all the required information. Your HR net. This is a difference. That makes sense. Thank you very much once again. I'm flying back to Dubai in the evening and planning to stay a few days in Dubai and before going back to my country. And I encourage, welcome to Sri Lanka. It's a lovely island. And spend a couple of days in Sri Lanka, I think dream holiday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sampath.